Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. The topic today is the subject of money, part two. We are in a money cycle this year, and so I just thought it would be fitting that we open up the show talking about finances, things like that. And for those of you who have to work or deal every day, you know that everything is going up but your salary. So I just think it's very interesting. And I don't believe it takes a rocket scientist to figure that out, that if everything is going up with your salary, then that puts more pressure on you than you need. I don't know whether it's all be part of that design. But anyway, I want to welcome you on this Wednesday, the third day of January of the new year, 2024. The show is sponsored by my brother King Simon, who is he has his masterclass available for you. So I would suggest you pick that up. Also, the show is sponsored by Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimberly. In fact, I just did an interview on her podcast not too long ago where I was talking about what is in all the signs for the month of January, but I took a whole new approach. So if you want to hear that, you can see parts of it or snippets of it on TikTok, but you can go to her podcast, Manifest on Purpose, and hear the entire I think it's about 40 minutes. Anyway, and also sponsored by Jackie Levine. This is a course I'm going to take next week. It is a week from Tuesday the 9th. And this is where you want to go. So go to jazzaphrodite.com/learn. I am very disorganized with my money. And since everything is kind of going up, I think it would be to my advantage to pay more attention to how my money comes and goes. And you know what? This applies to all of us too. All right. So let me do this. Okay. Let me do this. Hi, everybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a review a second, because on Monday I was talking about the zodiac signs. There was a good friend of mine, Ronald Thomas, student and birthday colleague of who sent me this information on the zodiac signs by terms of how they're listed in terms of billionaires. Now, when I wrote my book in 1987 and then reprinted it in 1997, the thing was millionaires and multimillionaires. Okay, now billionaires seem to be just coming all out like it's nothing. But at any rate, I'll review that with you. So for you, by your zodiac signs, you can do that. Then I'm going to take a look at your birth numbers and how that ranks and express it that way. So Monday was looking at the stars. This day was looking at the numbers. And so it's going to be very interesting. So now, let me tell you this. This was the ranking of the billionaires by astrological signs. Okay, so there you see it there. If you are a Libra, you definitely head the list. Now, people may say, well, I'm a Libra. How come I don't have their money? Sometimes it all depends on the name, how harmonious it is with your birthday, things like that, how you were brought up, your education or lack of education. There are a lot of other factors, because we're normally saying, well, you know, they got that money. How come I don't have that money? Well, do you have the same circumstances? Do you have the same conditions? Things of that nature. So anyway, by ranking order, Libra was first, Pisces was second, and Taurus was third. Now, what's interesting in my book, if you read it, it's on page 237 of my book, Numbers and You on Numerology and Money. I was explaining that the signs, or the number that ranks the most in making money, is the number 6. Well, 6 rules Venus, and Venus rules Libra and Taurus respectively. So as you see, just these two signs alone rank the top 3. Leos come next, then Aries, followed by Virgo and Gemini. They both ruled by the same planet of Mercury. Then followed by Aquarius and Cancer, and then also Sagittarius, and also Scorpio. And then saving best for last, that is the Leos. Excuse me, the Capricorns. You know what's interesting? Capricorn ranked one of the lowest. Now, Capricorn is ruled by the number 8. So you think with this being the year of the 8, they would have topped the list. But believe it or not, they ranked last. That was Jeff Bezos and a couple other people like that too. So what we're going to do is take a look at the numbers too. What happens is also is trying to have your name in alignment with your date of birth or your zodiac sign. So for example, I'll take one person, Bill Gates, okay? Now he's born on the 1st, but he's born in the sign of Scorpio, okay? And so the name Bill adds up to the number 9, which governs Aries and Scorpio respectively. So perhaps that may be why too. So there's a lot of other factors other than education, lack of education, parental love, encouragement, things of that nature. So this is something that you would do. But I'll say this: 8 is an earth number, and it simply means that this is the year to be conservative. 8 being an earth number, it means it's conservative, it's pragmatic, it's grounded, it takes a lot of common sense, and maybe that's why Capricorn's ranked the last on the series of all the zodiac signs from 1 to 12. Okay, so it's very, very interesting. There was an article that came out yesterday talking about billionaires building these bunkers, and it doesn't sound like the average guy, not these viewers. Okay, and I'll show you some pictures of some of these bunkers and everything. So, for example, Mark Zuckerberg is he's building a compound, an underground compound in Hawaii that's at the value of $270 million. Now, all these billionaires building these bunkers, do they know something we don't know? That becomes the question. And if so, they don't seem like they're looking out for the little guys either, okay? It don't seem like they're making some, let's build a big underground bunker for, the neighborhood so people can come there and whatnot. And some of them is like, you can tell it's anyway, I'll show you some pictures later, and then we'll deal with the numbers, all right? But I will say this. I don't know whether you've noticed, almost everything this year, now that we started from December into January now, has gone up. Starting here in New York City, I think either next month or at the end of this month, to go down past 60th Street in Manhattan, you're going to have to pay a toll. The toll from New York to New Jersey has been raised, and that's kind of expensive in the first place, but that's actually going up. Insurance is going up. So if you've noticed your bills, they've gone up. So that's why I'm saying that, yes, it's about money, but at the same time, in light of this economy, because I was reading an article this morning that this country is $34 trillion in debt. I'll repeat, this country, based on its citizens, are $34 trillion in debt. So what I'm saying is, so instead of you trying to buy the latest car, the latest handbag, the latest whatever it is, it indicates that this should be a time for you to kind of really take it easy and have a waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not approach. Now, for those of you who know how to be frugal, you will be the beneficiaries of it. But if you're trying to keep up with your next door neighbor or trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say, I would say within about 6 months, you're going to be in trouble. And in fact, I was reading another article that about close to 300 banks have collapsed. These are small banks. These are not the bigger ones that the bigger ones that they advertise, but banks are collapsing. So what I'm saying is that you need to be mindful of this. So yes, it's about aid. Yes, it's about money and authority and achievement and power and recognition. But at the same time, for the little guys like ourselves, I need to stay with a budget, a serious budget. This is exactly why I'm taking Jackie Levine's course next week. It's on Tuesday the 9th, and how to make sure. I've got subscription orders. Where did they come from? I'm told some of these sites are double billing. I understand some of these streaming services are finding that they're losing subscribers, that they've jacked up the prices And although they've jacked up the prices, they've got to cut back. So there's a lot of things going on. So I would suggest that everybody take it easy. Now, if you got the money, no problem. Like the Jay-Z's and whatever the case is, that's one thing. But if you don't have the money, then this is definitely to your advantage to stay within the parameters, to stay within limits, okay? So now we're going to, let me say this. I want to show you some of the bunkers, folks, that the wealthy are building. It said it ranked from 500,000 to something 40 million. The fact that Zuckerberg is building one for $270 million. So, okay, this is one. This is an example of one, all right? If you look at it, there's the top, and then it has multiple floors underneath, which I think is interesting. And now this is another bunker. So my thing is, when they drop the bomb, you're going to have to come out for air at some time. Suppose you get sick. You know what I'm saying? Because none of these people, I don't care how rich they are indestructible health-wise. You know, this is one. Now, this is another bunker, okay? And so I'm saying, okay, where kind of is our bunker, so to speak? Or what kind of monies do you have to create your own bunkers? This is another one. Very nice, nicely designed. But you know, we do not have the money to live in a place like this for the last days or the days of the apocalypse. This is another one. So I'm saying these guys, they know something we don't know. And the fact that they're investing all these kinds of dollars to build these underground bunkers where they feel they can live for a long time. I would say eventually got to come up for air or whatever the case is, or maybe they have oxygen in it. I have no idea what it is, but these are just some of the images of some of the bunkers that the wealthy are paying money for in anticipation of the last days. Now, I think YouTube or Meta, I think they're in California, somewhere like that. So what happens when they drop the bomb? Are they going to take a plane to Hawaii? You know how far Hawaii is from there, you know? And I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. What happens when you get sick? And you will get sick. You will need some emergency treatment at some point. Now, if you notice with this one, you see the windows to the top right. Okay. So you think the sun is going to be shining in those last days? It's going to be polluted. It's going to be cloudy. So you're not going to get much of a view. And this is another one. But this is the kind of thinking and preparations that the well-heeled are doing. All righty. So that's all I'm saying. And it makes you think. And it should have you thinking. Okay. That's all I'm saying. All right. So now that I got that out the way, I'm going to look at the numbers not through your zodiac sign, but through your date of birth. So if you were born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, you tend to do well by getting into anything that's very new, original, kind of futuristic, kind of daring, where, you know, you're the first to do this, the first to do that. Normally ones in their business are normally your groundbreakers. They're the ones that open up a whole new vista of opportunities. They come up with new concepts and things of that nature. And normally they do well during the months of August and April and February. I should say February 1st, August, and February, April, August. That's what I should say. But their challenging times is always in and around January, May, or October. So if you're dealing with people coming out of those months financially, they may not be best, although there are exceptions. For example, if that person born in January, May, and October is a number one person, or on the 10th or the 19th or the 28th, that may make for the exception. But if they're not, that just simply means just go with caution. Number two person, well, if you're born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, normally twos gather their wealth by slow accumulation. You know, it's not like no bang, and then all of a sudden they got all this money. Normally they gotta pick and, you know what it's like with twos? It's like during the winter or just before the winter when the squirrels are gathering their nuts. So when the big storm comes, they got a stockpile for the goodies up in there. Well, that's what number twos are. Twos tend to do well with partnerships and trying to go things alone themselves too. Their best months are always in May, July, and October, but they should avoid anyone that's coming under April or January, April, and November. Those would be persons who would kind of be problematic. If you were born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, 3 is known for ambition. They always want to make something of themselves. There is no question about it. All righty. This is why I jokingly say to women about the men they deal with, number 3 women don't date no bums. You got to have something going on. Okay. You got to have a title. You got to have a position. You got to almost have some way of how you're going to get to where you need to be. And then their attitude is, I will do the rest. 3 people, normally they get their money because of they're very conscientious. They tend to be persons of their word, and they work very hard. And almost always, this is why they're given um, um, positions of trust and authority and things of that nature. Their best months is always in March and May and October as a rule, but they need to be a little cautious if that person is coming out of February, followed by June, August, and September, unless they are born on those months that's a 3rd or the 12th or the 21st or the 30th of the month. That is what I see. Now, with number 4 people, that is, if you're born on the 4th, the 13th, or the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of the month. 4s tend to get their monies through odd and unusual methods when they least expect it. 4 is one of those kind of people that all of a sudden they have a whole lot of money. Now, all of a sudden they don't have a lot of money. It's like kind of crazy, you know, but they think outside the box, especially if they go into the world of the mechanical, mathematical sciences, technology, engineering, things of that nature. But 4s are always futuristic. They're very unique. And so whatever they come up with, normally it is something that will make them a ton of money. Their best months is always in February, June, and August, while January, May, and October definitely problematic, or people who come out of those last 3 months I just named. 5, that is people born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. 5s, like 3s, normally live for the moment. Today is here, tomorrow is guaranteed to no one. Okay. But 5s normally make a lot of money because they are normally multi-talented, multifaceted, multidimensional. They normally have their hands in more than one thing. It's like whatever famous beverage company, whatever the name is, yes, they sell that beverage, but they got their hands in potato chips, they got their hands in cookies, they got, you know what I'm saying? So 5s tend to do that. And this is, for example, perfect for Mark Zuckerberg, who was born on the 14th of May, because he tends to be, he's got Instagram, he's got YouTube, he's got Meta, you know, he's got his hands in everything. And this is the nature of a 5. They normally don't have patience, but they're normally quick to gather money, and they will find that their best months are always, without questions, in May, June, September, and October, but they need to be a little careful during the months of March and February, March, August, and December. Those are the months they have to be careful of. Now, it's interesting, when I did the number 6, that is those born on the 6th, the 15th, the 24th, in my research in the book that I explained, number 6 is coming first for making the most money out of all the numbers from 1 to 9. The fact that Libra was first in the billionaire column for Libra, and then Taurus was in 3rd position. Well, those signs ruled by the number 6. That proves my point. Okay. Now, they get theirs through being consistent. 6s can be very stingy, by the way. I jokingly say 6 can squeeze the brown off the penny. Okay. That's how tight they can be. And yet, if there's something they really want, they're going to figure out how they're going to get it. I'm sorry. Can we buy one, get one free? Is it discount or whatever the case is? But that is how 6s gather their money. All right. And they will find that March, May, October, and December are better for them. Whereby, on the other hand, they will find that June, September, and October are normally very challenging to them. No, did I do that right? No, that's April, February, April, and August. Excuse me. All right. Number 7. Now, of all the numbers born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of the month, they rank last in accumulating money. But you got to understand, 7 is spiritual by nature, intuitive by nature, metaphysical by nature. Yes, you got plenty of sevens that made a ton of money, from Prince and a couple other people like that. But basically, that is not the driving force with them, which is why they're normally last and whatnot. But theirs tend to do well through analysis, research, investigations. And because 7 people tend to be experts in whatever they do, this is how they're going to accumulate their resources, by digging in, becoming high levels of expertise and things of that nature. They will find that the months of March, May, July, and August are very important to them, while January, April, and November are normally problematic as a rule. Now, the number 8, believe it or not, the number 8 ranks 7th. Okay, but that makes sense because in the zodiac signs, Capricorn ranked last. All right. So, with that being the case, now 8 is normally very, very conservative. That is their nature. And this is the year we're in. What do I mean? They can be tight. They need to know where every money is coming and going. This is where they are strong at for the most part. All right. And they get theirs through a very slow, prodding example of how to get things done. Normally they don't come out the gate like gangbusters and whatnot. Normally that's not them, but being consistent. Who would have ever thought that, like Jeff Bezos' example, working in a garage selling books, that he would become one of the most multi-billionaires around? Okay. And everybody, when you say Amazon, everybody knows what's talking about. Amazon and Jeff Bezos go together just like that. And so their best days are always in January, March, May, October, and December. But they need to be careful in February, June, August, and September. This is it. Now, when I rank to the number 9, people rank third in the third position of making the most money. Let me see something here, because if that's the case, let me see something. I'm just curious a second. Where does Scorpio and Aries? Okay, well, Aries is number 5th, and Scorpio is number 11th. All right, but in numerology, though, it ranked number 3. Now, how does let me get this out the way. How does the number 9 accumulate their money? Well, normally number 9 people are global, universal, international. And so, for example, let's say you're a 9 person born on the 9th, 18th, to the 27th of the month. Whatever you are developing, it should match. Like, for example, everybody got to eat. Okay, now they may not eat what you're making, but everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to protect themselves from the elements. So if 9s can develop universal products, global products that serves everybody, regardless of the gender, the ethnicity, the religion, the culture, the money, 9s have the best chance to do that. And 9s are often very inspiring too. So their best months is always in April, August, and November. And they'll find that May and July, especially in October, are normally very challenging. But if you want to know more, pick up my book. It's on page 237 on numerology and money, where I go into more details. I mentioned famous celebrities born at that time. They were all millionaires. Half of them now become billionaires and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to go to the phone and take the comments. Well, I should say I'm going to go and take the comments. And so whatever you got. Okay, so this is the first one coming out the gate. Melissa, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. And I've decided something that that dawned on me on Monday's show. And that is that, let's say you're making a donation, right? And I got so many people that sometimes I don't know who really donated until the end of the show. Well, what I'm going to do almost always toward the end of the show, I'm going to go through everybody that donated, and I'm going to acknowledge their donation. It's much appreciated. But I am very, very serious about this economy. This is not a good economy. Everything is being raised, and what it does is it puts pressure on you. Everything is going up with your salary. Food is amazingly high. Rents are amazingly high. Here in New York City, in a couple of months, as I mentioned earlier, may have mentioned, they're actually going to charge you a toll to go past 60th Street in Manhattan. That's crazy. And the hours are from what? 9 to 9. That's 12 hours. I would say, so, and the weekend is like 12 to 9 or something like that, but they ain't doing nobody no favors. And I guess they call it managing or whatever the case is. But at the same time, I'm telling you, folks, if you think it's about spending a whole lot of money to put on a good front, it's not going to work this year. You will be embarrassed before the year is over. This is why I'm going to have financial. In fact, I'm going to have Dr. Yana Woodhouse on a week from today, talking about money, talking about the finances and whatnot. So the whole year is not going to be on finances, but since we're opening up the year and the year of the finances about money, I just want you to be aware for you to kind of stay. And again, I got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? All of you should really take this course. Jazz Aphrodite is one of the best at what she does. And I'm saying, well, let me say this. I can't afford not to take the course. And if you go with that kind of attitude, you will be blessed. I have no money. Sometimes how it comes and goes. I'm seeing I'm double charged with some things. And that's what a lot of people are now finding out, that they are actually double charged. Why? Because we don't keep up with our bills. All we know is this, is that. And I've got some calls to make tomorrow about, okay, why is this? Why is that? And to really cut down on my expenses so I can keep more monies in the plus side of the equation, not the minus side. But with everything being raised, especially in New York City, and I would imagine elsewhere, everybody behooves you to know and watch where every penny is going inside and out. And again, I just think it's interesting that a person, the wealthy people look average Joe in their jeans and t-shirts and, little hat and whatnot, looking regular. And we who can least afford it got a lot of flash, a lot of it is, and they know, and they know we don't have it like that. They know this, and they laugh at us. We are fronting. And I'm saying that when we raise our consciousness about how we spend our dollars and where we spend our dollars, you will find that, yes, a lot of us could become millionaires and billionaires too. But the way it's going, we are just designed to be consumers. And I'm saying, folks, we need to kind of shift the mindset of that and focus on how can we get some of this pie, because there's a big pie out here. All right. But as long as other people are getting it and you're not getting it, everybody's fine. So this is what I'm saying. And there are things happening all over the world too. Trust me. I call Africa the sleeping giant. It's a lot of things that's going on there now that's going to change the equation now. Some people may not like it, but this is something that can't be stopped, since Pluto, the planet of transformation, has now entered into the sign of Aquarius and will stay there till 2044. And when it does, that simply means there's going to be a lot of changes. So what I'm saying is, right now, until you get the money the way you want to, just take it easy. You know what I'm saying? Just stay within a budget, stay within your means, and you'll do that. All righty. So this one is Moel. The real name is David Anderson, and they're born December 29th. Happy belated birthday. They're born at 10:55 in the morning. So it tells me your son is in the 10th house, edging toward the ninth house, the house of international travel. But anyway, it tells me, being a Capricorn 2 person, it tells me the money you make will come through slow. And by the way, you would do well making money in things connected with the computers, technology, the food industry, in some way, the mechanical, mathematical sciences, counseling, social working. That's how you will accumulate your money. All righty. And your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 8, while Mondays and Fridays are your best days without question. Oh, and Saturday, Monday, Friday, Saturday. Those are your 3 best days. All right. And okay, and he sent it again. All right, so let's do this one. This is Soul Goddess. Their name is Zakia Smalls. Their date of birth is August the 5th of 1988. They were born at 1:19 p.m. So they too, theirs is close to the ninth house, but they're still in the 10th house. They were born on a Friday. And so what happens is this: fives tend to make their money through risks, through taking a gamble, through taking a chance. Okay. And threes and fives have one thing they share: they live in the moment. You know, today is here and tomorrow is guaranteed to nobody. And sometimes that's how they live, but yet they can make a ton of money, such as a five, such as Jeff Zuckerberg or Mark Zuckerberg. I forgot his first name, but I know it's Zuckerberg. And so things like that. But what it also tells me: young, you were old. And as you got older, you got younger. And so did the relationships that come into your life too. This particular year for you is a year where things begin to blossom, open up. You're entering a Jupiter cycle where a lot of things are going to be really making way for you. It's going to be a very busy time. And but if you are about accumulating money, your best days to do it is always on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and in a minor way, a Tuesday, and especially in your case during February, April, June, August, September, and in a minor way, November. That would be it. And thank you very, very much. So those are your key numbers. And so you definitely attract younger men. There's no question about that. Okay. Thanks, Akia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I need to thank my Wednesday moderator, Empress Rel. She is the best. Between these two ladies of Jazz Aphrodite and Empress Rel, I'm good. I'm really good. And I appreciate that very much too. Okay, now let me go to the back end. This is Nile Vaughn. They were born May the 1st of 1997. Now, normally, as a rule, with number ones, they are the ones who pioneer. They're the ones who develop businesses, new concepts, new ideas. They're very, don't forget, it rules invention. It rules people who are futuristic. It rules people who tend to go where no person has gone before, as they used to say from this popular TV show. And so if they did, for example, they would also do well in law, medicine, science, things of that nature, but preferably running their own business. And the birthday tells me, and then see, the number one is a fixed number. The sign of Taurus is a fixed sign. So that means you're very, very focused. So this would explain, Nangla, where people think you're pushy or dominant, or you're trying to tell them what to do, but you kind of know what you want, and you're kind of going to speak on it. And since you were born at 12:30 at midnight, that simply means your home is in the third house. That's where it would be. Your sun is in the third house. Anyway, so that's it. Okay. Let me see this too. Melissa said she didn't want to break the rules. It's okay, Melissa. It's cool. It's cool. I get excited myself. You know what I'm saying? I really, really do. I don't know when you gave your birthday. If so, I hope to see it again, only because I'm doing all this by myself. And see, here's the thing. I'm really multitasking. I've got to think about what I'm talking about. I got to focus on the session. I got to see who's in the comments section, and I got to assess it and make an analysis. There's a lot of things going on. So if I do forget you sometime, it's nothing personal. Trust me. It's just that LLoyd Strayhorn, as one person, can't do it all himself. Although I try, though. There's no question about that. I definitely try. But anyway, okay, so this is Melissa. If I have a time, Melissa definitely is a woman. And also, Melissa, I see you got a lot of threes in your name, which means you attract not only younger men, but men from different cultures. Not only that, having all those threes in your name, you happen to be born on the 21st day itself. So not only does it, now three in relationships normally attract younger persons. The men will attract younger women. The women will attract younger men. But three rules Jupiter, which is foreigners, foreign countries, foreign languages. So that means if you attract people outside of your own ethnic culture, ethnic background, that wouldn't surprise me at all. All right. And if you gave somebody a chance, you could say, well, you know, I'm just dealing with the brotherhood. That don't stop somebody who is not a part of the brotherhood to get to know you better if you gave them a chance. You were old when you were young, and you got younger as you got older. So although you're born in 1977, you don't look it. In fact, you could almost say you were born in 1987, and nobody would give you a hard way to go. Threes are very ambitious. They normally like to make money in that sense. They They like their good name, their good reputation. And in this case, Melissa, your birthday, your numbers are the 3, 1, and 4, and your best days are always on a Thursday and a Sunday. All righty. Okay, this is Miss Sylvia D. She's definitely working. I love marriage. Should be the focus of finances. Well, I tell you this, you are in an 8 year, so not only is it love and marriage and finances, it's also pregnancy too. There are certain numbers or cycles when you go through that hints of pregnancies. Now, you may say, Lloyd, listen, I ain't talking about that kind of party. Can I just hook up with somebody first? Yes, you can. But what I'm saying is 8 is also the pregnancy cycle as well. This is why a lot of births are going to be going up this year. And in fact, in China, they just encourage women to have babies, where before they would only allow people in China to have just one child, and that was it. So evidently, the elders are kind of transitioning into another phase of their lives. And so what they're trying to do is encourage women in China to produce babies. Well, this is the perfect year to produce a whole lot of babies, and you're in that cycle too. And more than likely, you'll probably get somebody who's connected with uniform. They might be in law enforcement, construction, police, or handle tools or machines or instruments, or just simply have a very good opinion about themselves. All righty. But you're definitely in a relationship cycle now. Since your numbers are the 9, 5, and 6, your best months to look for them will always be in April, May, June, September, October, November. That's late March into April, April into May, May into June, late August into September, September into October, and October into November. And what's going to be very important coming up is the month of February, but it means take it easy, but you're definitely in a pregnancy cycle. And if you're not pregnant, somebody else will say, girl, you're going to be a godmother, so-and-so and so-and-so. But the chances for marriage and the focus on finances and business and entrepreneurship is very, very strong, Sylvia. Okay. I hope that made your day, because that's what I'm seeing. All right. Now this is Binky's Empire. Binky, thank you so much, buddy. They're born December the 26th. So I want to say happy belated birthday to you. They were born at 12:16 p.m., which means they are born in your sun is in the 10th house. And that's normally a very well placement. And especially there's a couple of things going for you, Binky. One, the year rules Capricorn. 2, it rules anybody born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th. So I don't care how things have been, whether things have been tight, your thing is step up to the plate and aim for the sun, even if you only hit the moon, but think big this year. Because if not, my friend, you're going to have to wait all the way until 2042. And if you can wait that long, you know something I don't know. So therefore, take advantage while you got it. This year favors your sign. This year favors your birth number. So you have no excuses not to get what you need to get. All righty. And you're in a pregnancy cycle too. So that means, it all depends on your lifestyle, your situations, or whatever the case is. Maybe your boo is going to be expecting, or somebody said, man, you're going to be a godfather. But that's what I'm seeing. But your numbers are the 8, 3, and 6. And your best days are always on a Saturday, a Thursday, and a Friday. And thanks so much for the donation. Much, much appreciated. Okay. And Melissa, thanks so much for the donation. Dear, I see it. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, and listen, y'all gotta listen to my moderator. When y'all come up, y'all gotta push that like button. All righty. That's what y'all gotta do. Please, please, please. Okay. So let me kind of go back a second. I thank everybody. And if you got any questions, let me know too. I also am available for readings. And let's see something here. I did So Goddess. Yes, I did her. Okay. Okay. What's in store for my brother Eric? And he is 12671. And you are Angela. That's interesting. They're both born on the same month and day, but a different year and probably a different time. And they are different genders. Okay. Thank you for your dedication. Well, both of y'all are the same. This is Anita Baker's birthday and a couple other famous people of note. But however, it tells me both you two have a natural simpatico for how y'all communicate with each other. So for example, let's say your brother Eric is dating somebody. You can say, man, I don't know, E. Okay. And you know, sometimes we men don't listen because you just sister, what do you know? But you're good at figuring out, and you know a woman. The beauty of women, they know women, they know each other well, like we men know each other well too. But if she's trying to give you a clue, that would make sense. Both of you, your key numbers are the 8, 4, and 1, and your best days are always on a Saturday, followed by uh, a Monday. Those would be the best days. Okay. By the way, both of you tend to suffer with similar conditions: headaches, the knees, teeth, the bones. You, my dear Miss Spru, on the left side. Your son, I mean your brother Eric, more on the right side. But y'all are very, very similar, Angela. And I thank you very, very much for that too. Again, your numbers are the 8, 4, and 1. And Saturday and Sunday are your best days. Okay. Good. All righty. All righty. All righty. All righty. This is Richard Kimbo. And he says, what's up for 2024? He's born on February the 16th, and your birthday is on a Friday next month. Okay. And he's born at 2:24 a.m. So don't forget, for astrology purposes, the AM hours are always on the left side of the chart, and the PM hours are always on the right side of the chart. So all you got to do is, if it's AM, that means you look to the left. So is it in the sixth house, the fifth house, whatever the case is, and leading up to it like that. All right. So at any rate, though, you're a morning child, but your key numbers are the 7, 2, 4, and 1. You got actually 4 numbers. Now, sevens aren't known to make a lot of money. They do, like Prince, and there are other 7 people that I can name. But the point is, it's always best if you develop a high level of expertise. Because normally, if it's just regular, and you just going from day to day and 9 to 5, but if you are in a specialized field of study, a specialized career or profession of study, and you got books on the subject and you're the best at it, then yes, I would say so. But it's no accident that number 7 people, the 7th, the 16th, the 25th of the month, rank last when it comes to making money. But they do make money. It's just that they gotta but it's spiritual in nature. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, these numbers, the way I said it the other day, you have to be as true to yourself as you want that other person to be true to themselves. 7 is more spiritual, intuitive, soul searching, reflective, laid back. You know, the other money numbers, that's good, but it's not that you don't make your money, but it's good. And this particular year for you, you happen to be in an 8 personal year. And so since you're born in 2003, and that tells me you're now 21, I would say you're going to do well. But normally in the first lunar return around 28, 29. So you're a couple of years off. But if you catch on to what you want to do now, you'll be ahead of the curve, Richard. And by the way, your name, Richard, tells me one of your parents is either Aries, Scorpio, or Leo, are born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th as well. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. I did your brother, Sproul, Angela. Okay, I did this. Okay, good. I'm caught up so far. Now I got to move down. Alrighty. Okay, this is Melly Mel. She's her date of birth is April the 5th, and our fiance's birthday is November the 11th. August the 11th. Well, first of all, both of y'all are fire signs, so that would explain that attraction that you have. The only thing I would say about him is, speaking on the relationship, that the secret to holding on to you is to let you go, especially because I see a very attractive image of you on the screen. And that simply means that if he is jealous in any bit, he's going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's guys. Sometimes we just don't leave well enough alone. Y'all know this too. Okay. I ain't telling you nothing y'all don't know. All right. So what I'm saying is that since you are in an 8 personal year, this is your year to get married, conceive, um, go into your past, things like that. Your fiance is in a 9 personal year, so he's always 1 year ahead of you. So this is his year to manifest and make his dreams come true or cut his losses. And for you, this year is to make big, big moves. So I call the 8 cycle that you happen to be in, Melly, the romance. No, excuse me. It's the finance and romance cycle. Had you been in a 6 year, I'd have said it's romance first, then finance. But because you're in an 8, it's finance and romance. So, what is the thing y'all share? Well, August is friendly to you, and your key numbers are the 9, excuse me, 5, 9, and 6. His numbers are the 2, 7, 1, and 4. So if you two decide to get married, your fiance, I would always make it around April, May, June, September, October, November, and send us a wedding invitation so we can give you your props too. Okay. All righty. This is Khadija, Khadija Gandhi, and she is March the 17th. Well, first of all, this year adds up to an 8. So you would be my new best friend. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm calling you all the time, you say, why is this man calling? That's because your time has come. But there is a difference. You are entering a 1 cycle year, a cycle where you begin fresh, start new, start all over again. And in fact, 8 is the number of businesses and things of that nature. And so since you're in a 1 cycle year starting, it means this is a good time for you to break some ground, do the things you have to do, and lay the cornerstone or the foundation. So some things that's going to move you forward over the next couple of years. This is one of those cycles. Anytime you enter a 1 cycle year, and how I did it, in case you don't know, Khadija, was simple. I says March the 17th, 2024. So when I added those 3 components, it factored out to a 1. I hope I did that right. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did. Sometimes I gotta check myself because I be swift in my thinking. But so that means normally in a 1 cycle you get raises and promotions, things like that. Normally people do well as an 8 making money because they're faithful, they're loyal, they're dependable, they know how to, hold on to money, manage and a budget and things of that nature, very conservative. But your numbers are the 8, the 3, and the 6. And your best days are Saturday, Thursday, and Fridays. Alrighty. So let's see something here. Okay. She asked, how do you book a reading? I'm going to give, every time I do this show, I keep forgetting to sew my own banner. I'll get it. I'll get it one day. I'm going to try to show my banner. Let's see. I think I have it nearby so you can see how you can get in touch with me. Let me see, Lloyd Strayhorn. There we go. There we go, right there. All right. So it's Lloyd Strayhorn, astronumerologist, and my sites are lloyd-strayhorn.com. My A Star 8 app for my numerology app. That's where you go to download it or go to Apple Store or Google Play Store. I also have another website, Linktree/numbers in you. And I need to thank Simon for this because I said link who, but Simon is no joke. I have a free monthly newsletter. January is out. I'll show that later on. And I do have some online courses, which is now on sale. Believe it or not, to get all 3 of my courses cost you less than $35. Now, not unless you want to pay close to $300. I think that's great. But my concern is that you get the knowledge. Now, some of us in our thinking feels that it's cheap. It may not be worth it. I'm trying to tell you, if you take advantage and get this at this tremendous discount, it will save you monies in ways you can never, ever imagine. All right. So that's it there. And there's my cash app at the bottom. So anyway, thank you. And also Stephen and Carol Williams too. Those are my buddies too. Okay. Let's do this. Go back to the comment sections. Okay. This person here is Silver Free James Turnage. Okay, James. Or I'm not, I don't want to mess up your first name. Sylvan Free, or whatever. I'm gonna call you James right now so I don't embarrass you and you call me out later. Anyway, love to get a reading. They're born November the 15th of 1953 at 11:13 p.m. So they were at night, almost midnight. So their chart is at the bottom of the curve around about the 5th or the 4th house. But anyway, it indicates that this year for you is a year where you need to back up everybody kind of get a grip on what you're doing and why you're doing it. It is about going down the rabbit hole of life to develop a more philosophical way about how you're seeing things on life stage and what does it all mean. You're going to have some very interesting dreams or intuitions or senses of deja vu. All of these things are going to be pronounced. And because you're in a cycle that governs the law of attraction, please don't chase after what you want. Put it on the mental screen of your mind. And as the elders say, then you let go and let God. Yes, that's right. That's what you do. Your lucky numbers are the 6, the 9, and the 3. And your best days are always on a Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Now, whoops. Let me see something here. Okay. Okay. This is what now, Shaniqua Lino. Wow, the course is less. I'm telling you, normally my courses cost over $200. The only time I advertise my course since I've started is when my course is on sale. Don't think I don't want the full retail value of the classes, okay? A lot of work went into this, a lot of effort and everything that Jazz Aphrodite put into this. So yes, I would like to, but my goal is for you to have the knowledge. Again, we've been programmed with this mindset that if it's cheap, it must not be no good. And this is how they get our money. Again, as I said, I was told that Floyd Mayweather has a watch on his wrist for $18 million. And I'm saying, I hope that's not true. I really, really hope that's not true. I mean, my watch here, okay, just a couple of bucks on 125th Street, all right? And it tells time good. I haven't had to wind it. I've had it close to a year. This puppy is right on time. You know, maybe it's a couple of minutes off adjusting, but over and above that, it is good. So that's how I think. That's really how I think. And let me see something. So this is him here. They love to get a reading. They're born on the 15th. I just read you. I just read about November 15th. Yeah, and I just read you. Yeah, I read you. So I said your numbers are the 6, 9, and 3. All right. So I don't want to duplicate myself because I want to make sure I get to everybody. All right. Thanks, Francis. She says she's taken a few of the courses. They're very informative. And have I missed my chance for Mr. Strayhorn to look at my birthday? No, KK, K and K. All you got to do is send it and I will take a look. But I try to get to everybody as much as possible. All righty. Okay. And this is Shaniqua Leno. Hold up. I just saw this name. And what's this? Okay. They're born on February the 19th. All right. So they are a borderline case. In other words, on the 19th, in some years, sometime and location, that would be the very beginning stages of Pisces. On the other stages, I'm going to go with Aquarius, and especially with this year being a leap year. In other words, this year is, if February goes up to 29 days, not the typical 28 days. So I'm going to go with the sign of Aquarius. And what this simply means is you are going to be in a transitional sign. I don't know whether it's going to be a master number 11. Let me do something right quick. That's 2, 19, 20, 24. Okay, Lloyd. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're in a master number 11 cycle. And that's interesting because the master number cycle governs the sign of Leo and your sign Aquarius. So this is a year to do things on a very high level. Okay, that's what this means here. And it means you're in a transitional phase about where you're living, how you're living, why you're living that way. And there's going to be some changes at the workplace too. And also changes in the way you've been interacting with people, makeups, breakups, mending fences, going in a separate direction, all depending on the conditions. Now, because you're in a master number 11 cycle year for this year, it simply means to me that because it's full of ideas. That's the whole point of the master number 11. They got these brilliant ideas. But what happens is you think of something at a bus stop and you say, oh man, that's too brilliant. I remember. And at the end of the day, you get home and you can't remember to save your life. So take notes, speak into your phone, the note section, test a note on this day. I was at the bus stop and I was dreaming about so-and-so and so-and-so. because this is when you come up with ideas. And Aquarius is the master number sign of 22. So with you being in an 11 personal year, and the zodiac sign of Aquarius is the master number 22, I'd say this is going to be a very, very good year for you, like it was in 2015, like it was in 2006 and 1997 when you were like 14 years old. Okay. Anyway, your lucky numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. Those are always your lucky numbers. Okay. All righty. Thank you. 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 Okay. So this is, oh, I read you, James. I read you, buddy. Okay. I'm trying not to duplicate myself. I'm trying to get to people. And this is Tulips, Eliton. And Tulips, thanks so much for the donation. I appreciate that. She's born on March the 15th, the Ides of March, as they call it. Her birthday is at 11 a.m. So that means you're somewhere about in the 9th house, going toward the, actually you're in the 10th house, but you just crossed the 9th house going into the 10th house. Born in Kingston, Jamaica. All right. One love to you, young lady. So this year for you is a year that you happen to be entering an 8th cycle year. Now, 8 always deals not only with finance, but relationships of a deep connection. People from your past, relationships that leads to marriages, engagements, deeper commitments. Also, it is a cycle that rules the birth and symbolically. Now, when I say births, you may not have children or want to have children, but more than likely somebody says you're going to be a godmother, or you may have a brother or sister that's going to say, girl, you're going to be an auntie or something of that nature. Or you can give a symbolic birth to an idea or plan that you've been wanting to do. Okay. So that's how I'm looking at this. Wow. Time goes by fast when you're having fun. Okay. Ashante, thank you very, very much. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Cynthia Tucker, thank you very much for purchasing the course. The course, all 3 courses is under $35. I'm trying to tell you. Don't think I don't want the full retail price of all 3 of my courses. A lot went into preparing these classes, but I'm about you having the knowledge, because once you have the knowledge, they can't take that away from you. That's why this country is not, our citizens are so poorly educated, and that is by design. As long as you know how to follow orders, as long as you know how to attend to 9 to 5, you're good. But to think for yourself, that's not encouraged at all. And I think this country does its citizens such an disservice, to be very honest. How dare they think because they are elite or got all this money that you are lesser than? But you know what? There is a higher source in the heavens that's going to equalize all these things. So I would not worry about it. But in the meantime, focus. Okay. So let me go back this way. Okay, let's see. This one here is Fiber Moon Tarot. Thank you. They're born December the 3rd. Hold up. There you go. Fiber Moon, December the 3rd. So that means you're a 5 sign with a 5 number. It means also that you in your last days very busy. So let's say you have children and grandchildren. They say, wait, grandma, you off somewhere. You in another part of the country. You out the country. And you will always attract younger men. You cannot help that, dear. God bless you. You really can't. And it seems like at 9:50, because that rules the PM side, that you're kind of like at the bottom, somewhere around the 5th house or something like that. But at any rate, this is your year where you're about to make a shift. You're entering a 5 personal year, which is about making a change. So the transition is going to be amazing. In other words, if you need to turn any aspect of your life around, this will be the year to do it. And your key numbers are the 3, 6, and 9. Your best days are always on a Thursday, followed by a Friday, followed by a Tuesday. And I can't thank you enough for the donation. Thank you very much. And this is Sean Watson. And she is born Leo 8, 1971. So since she's born on an 8/7, this is your love year, Sean. This is your year to go back to school. This is your year to lose weight. This is your year that when you're working on changing your hair, your lifestyle, something is you are about a makeover at this point. Although right now this month you chilling, Right now, you're trying to figure out what your next move is, why things is happening the way they are. And but this year favors all 8 people since you're born on the 8th. So that much you got going for you. But at the same time, it just means that you're going to make adjustments. And whenever you're in a 6 cycle like you are now, make sure you are a person of your word. You know, talk is cheap. You can show me better than tell me. That's what they used to say in the old days. Okay. So what I'm saying is whatever you commit yourself to, make sure you can finish. I'd rather you say, I can't do it and tell that person than to tell that person and knowing good and well you ain't feeling it, knowing good and well you don't want to do it. And you cause yourself a lot of anxiety, which is like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? So what I'm saying is be honest. And then you're Leo anyway. So Leos are normally straight up. And it tells me you're going to always attract older men. You really can't help it. And it's been this way since you were kind of born too, you know, but you've always had a mature sense of nature about you. Okay. And did I give 5 Moon credit? Yes, 5 Moon Tarot. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm gonna tell you, all I can say is who started this was when I was on 19 Keys show. I think the donations are nice. I do appreciate them. Don't get me wrong. And I think I did Tulip to Lightning. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I explained that the cycle you were in, yes, you were born in Kingston, Jamaica. I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out that's trying to make donation. Okay. All right, Christine. She wants a reading. She's born November the 14th of 1991. So she's about 33 or 32 she's going to be entering into. And you're entering into a love year, a pregnancy cycle. You see, the cycle that you're entering is called the romance and finance cycle. That's for the number 6. If you were entering the cycle of the 8, that's called the finance, then romance. So this year is very simple, Kristen. If you have not had anybody as you enter this brand new year of 2024, that will all change. But if you have entered the year with somebody and they've been kind of meaningful in your way, more than likely that'll move up another level. Or in the reverse, that if you have somebody and as soon as you get to 2024, you're saying to yourself, I don't think this is going to work out at all. Trust me, before summertime, it's going to say, it'll be going in a different direction, but only you know. But since you are entering a 6 personal year, go back to school. Get involved with your personal lifestyle in terms of change of hair, workout, losing weight, things of that nature. Do something with your home too, but it's going to be very good. Your key numbers, by the way, are the 5, followed by the 9 and the 6. And your best days are always on a Wednesday, Tuesday, and Friday. All right. Thanks, Kristen. Okay. Let me see something here. Okay, I did this February 19th. So I'm almost out. So let me do this. This is Frances Formay. Thank you so much, Frances. She's born to say as Maya Angelou, Jill Scott, and a couple other famous people I know. And in fact, I met both of them too, Jill Scott and Maya Angelou. I've been blessed in the course of my doing what I do to meet some amazing people that are now in the history books. Well, anyway, your numbers indicate you're sensitive, moody, don't want to be bothered with a lot of people, and everything about you is a 4. You're born in the 4th month. You're born on the 4th day. You're born at 6:07 p.m., which is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. And you're born in the year of 1979, which adds a 26, which is half of 4. So I would say you have a very odd and unusual life, young lady. It is not average. I can tell you that. So your girlfriend said, girl, what's that about? You know how you women have your private talk about the relationships and stuff? So probably those things like that. And you're so sensitive. And you ain't gonna forgive nobody too. You'll forgive them, but you ain't forgetting it. So I wouldn't mess with you. And your numbers indicate you are ahead of the curve. This year, you're entering into a 7 personal year. This year will explain why you're searching for something that goes beyond the 5 senses. You want to maybe go back to church or get involved in a kind of like aware things that go beyond the 5 senses. But that's what I'm seeing. And this year happens to be you're in the law of attraction. So whatever you're thinking about, that's what you'll attract. So again, my famous line is, if you're walking around saying I have no money, trust me, the source will make sure you don't have a penny this same time next year. So you want abundance? Think of abundance. You want relationships? Think of it. And then, as the elders say, you let go and let God. The elders knew what they was talking about, Not bad for no education, but they had a lot of common sense. And we think that the more degrees we got, sometimes the most unintelligent people I've met have a lot of degrees up in the wall. Seriously, that is not to offend all of those who have a lot of degrees. But I'm saying it's in a sense that common sense seems to go right out the window. And this is the year 2024 where common sense must be exercised if you really want to do very well. That's all I can say. All right. This is Jessica. She wants her daughter. Your daughter is very strong-willed. I can tell you that. She's born the same day as Malcolm X and a couple other famous people of note. And she was born in 2009, which suggests to me, since you got pregnant in 2008, you yourself might either be a Leo, an Aquarius, or Aries, or born under the sign of Cancer. Because sometimes the year a child is born will give me a clue as to the date of birth of one of their parents by zodiac signs or the date of birth. So I would say that's what I'm looking at. But your daughter is very strong-willed. She's very mature. I would teach your daughter about making decisions. All number one people are good at making decisions. That would be the best thing to do. To make the kind of decisions that will lead to leadership. She'll make an excellent lawyer, doctor, scientist, entrepreneur, inventor, innovator, futurist, things like that. I would encourage her to aim for the sun and hit the moon. And her birthday does suggest that every now and then her eyes have to be checked because her left eye is a little bit more sensitive than the right eye. So thanks very much for that, Jessica. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay, this is Ruben. Ruben, thanks so much, buddy. May 1st. Okay. I know, sir, you can be headstrong, Ruben. And sometimes people accuse you of having control issues, but you kind of know exactly how you want something. The beauty of astrology is the signs, the symbol of the signs assigned to them. Well, the symbol assigned to Taurus is the bull. Now, just the common sense is, you don't go messing with no bull. Okay, you might mess with a crab, yeah. Okay. You want crab legs or something, so you look for a crab. But we know you don't mess with a bull. And then see, the number one rules the sign of Leo, which is a symbol of the lion. So between the bull and the lion, you're headstrong, which tells me, Ruben, you don't take orders well, sir. You need to have your own at some point. You really, really do. And so if it's a regular birthday, May, June, July, August, it tells me one of your parents is either a Leo, an Aquarius, or Aries, because you were conceived in the month of August, and then you came out with the number 1. So that's what I'm saying. But anyway, your numbers are the 1, 4, 9. And since you don't take orders well, I'd say you need to get cracking to establish what Ruben Castro needs to do for himself. And I wish you well, too. Okay. So this was a lot of fun. Hold up. Cynthia Tucker, thank you very much. She's 7'7". It's interesting. She's 7'7", and she gave 777. And it's interesting. She's 7 across the board because she's born on the 7th month, the 7th day, in 1969 as the 25, which is a 7. So that means all your life, Cynthia, through no fault of your own, other women will accuse you of being snooty, stuck up. Who do you think you are? And they just off key. You just like to be your own best company. And if a guy says he's in love with you, he better be prepared to explain why. You just don't take words superficially. You don't play that. I can tell him. And you have a mind of your own too. So those are the things it tells me. Your key numbers are the 7, 2, and 6. And by the way, the 3 psychic numbers are the 2, the 6, and the 7. And you possess all 3. So being born in the 7th month, on the 7th day, in the 7th year, you definitely, without question, need to have your own business. And I would say, so if that's 6 to 7, 7 to 8, so your son is in the 11th house. That's what your son is. Your son is in the house of Aquarius, which is ironic because it says groups, and you don't like groups a lot. So there's a kind of a paradox to it as far as I see. But anyway, thank you so much. All righty. Teresa, I want to thank you very, very much. She is April 17th. So that tells me she is old. And because this is your year, this is a year to take your time and be sweet. And this is your year to use tact and persuasion. You know, Aries can be forceful, H can be forceful too. But the side you're entering says you need to turn on the charm, turn on the panache, just be so sweet and irresistible. People say, what in the world got it to Teresa? Okay. But that is the strategy. You can catch more bees with honey. Every year brings to it a strategic way of how to get what you want. And since you're entering a 2 or -11 personal year, it simply means be charming. And when women want something, y'all always so nice anyway. Y'all know that, okay? So anyway, I thank you. Your numbers are the 8, 9, and 6, and your best days are always on a Saturday, a Tuesday, and a Friday. All right, so I'm going to stop in a couple of minutes. Okay, let me see. I'm going to read somebody else. Oh, okay, Anwar, Jomin Khan, born December 13th. He's born the same day. You're born the same day as Jamie Foxx, that I also had the pleasure to meet and read at the radio station here in New York a while ago. Anyway, it tells me you two are young and old and in between. It tells me this year you're going through a cycle whereby you're going to have to make some adjustments because you're entering a 6 personal year. 6 is one of your oppositional numbers, which means you got to be a person of your word. You got to make sure if you say something, you follow through with it to the letter. And it's also a health cycle. So since you're born in 77, which is 24, which is a 6, it tells me this year, if you haven't, because you know we men don't run to the doctors often like ladies do. Just go get yourself a routine exam. That's all. You ain't got to submit your whole body to science. It ain't about that. Ain't that serious. But just check on yourself. And you're very sensitive too, man. And you attract younger women, older women, women that are weird. Or they say, where you get them at? Not like that. I was only kidding about the weird part. But you know what I'm saying, okay? So anyway, I try to add some humor to it so people don't say, oh man, that's so serious. You know what I'm saying? But listen. And what I'm doing the best I can. And thank you so much. And by the way, Anwar, thank you so much for the donation. See, I didn't even know he donated. So now, let me, since it's 1:15, let me go back from the top, and I'm going to thank everybody who has made their donation so no one is left out. I'm going to give an acknowledgement, and I got a lot of them, but wow, thank you very, very much. Okay, let me go back. Okay, there's quite a bit. Okay. And thank you for working with me. I am one man with many multitasking that I have to do, but I do want to give a thanks to a donation to CD Taylor. Thank you. Their numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. And this year they're in a 9 year, which means they need to wrap things up. But the 1, 4, and 5 are their best days. And Sundays and Wednesdays and Tuesdays are their best days. 1, 4, and 5. Okay. Hold up. There's my buddy, Stephen Williams. Hold on. Happy New Year, Stephen, to you and Carolyn. They have been with me since day one. So, I mean, I always try to show them love, man. I mean, you know, people are sick with you when you got a whole lot of money, but when you ain't got nothing, all of a sudden you can't find nobody. But they have been with me every step of the way, and I much appreciate them very much too. So let me just make sure I acknowledge everybody that made a donation. I don't want to feel nobody's been left out. Okay. And by the way, when you have a question, let me know in the comment section, because that way I can try to answer. I read Lala Pretty Brown Eyes, September the 23rd, Libra. That makes sense. 5 is the number of sex attraction. Libra is the sign of beauty. So that would make sense why they would call you Lola Pretty Brown Eyes, all right? And so that can be a blessing and a curse sometimes, because sometimes you don't know whether they really want you for who you are or want you because you good to hold, you know, to have on your arm when they're going someplace, all right? But your numbers are always the 5, the 6, and the 9, and your best days are always on a Wednesday, a Friday, and a Tuesday. Okay, and I'm looking at you in a 4 personal year this year, so you're gonna have to kind of hanker down a bit. All righty. So anyway, let me get everybody. This is my family. This is family. TJ. All righty. So I thank him very much, and I do appreciate it. He is born October the 15th. Every, like the Williams family, Stephen and Carol Williams, every week, TJ is on the spot, man. So I thank him. New Bern and Trenton, that's where my folks come from. And that's where his folks come from. And yes, I thank the ancestors. Let me tell you this. I am so blessed to be born to wonderful, wonderful parents. I assumed that everybody had parents like mine. Little did I know that is not the case. But even if you don't have loving, caring, sharing families, you still make the best of it. Sometimes God got some plans that we don't know about. And sometimes it's designed to bring out the best in you too. All righty. So I think and okay. Okay, let's see. This is a child creation, and they're born November 28th. So their numbers are the 1, 4, and 3, which tells me you get along better with the males than the females. I can tell you that straight up, Chantel, and younger men on top of that. And you need people with a profession like lawyers or doctors or scientists, somebody who's making something of themselves. You don't do bums. Okay, I can tell you that. Thank you, Africa Forever. They born August the 7th, and their destiny is a 26. Now, when they say that, that means they added the month to be in the year they're born. That's what it added to. And the forecast for this particular year is a cycle where you're at a point of change. To make those changes are very necessary. All righty. And I think I did Melissa Washington. Yes, I did. Thank you. I did Blinky. Thanks, Blinky. Or Brinky, I think. Yeah, Binky. Sorry, man. Okay. Don't mean to mess up your name, man. And okay. Philly Bell, what's up, man? It's interesting. Philly Bill, you have the kind of birthday when you were young, you started out old. As you got older, you started out young. So it tells me you attract women now 5, 10, 15 years younger than yourself with no problems. But it was probably an older young lady that introduced you to Sex 101. But I thank you for the donation. Your lucky numbers are the 3, 6, and 9. So that tells me you have creative and artistic gifts, which you need to take advantage of, buddy. All righty. So. Okay. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. 3 and E and LT. Thank you so much. The 5th of February, your numbers are first of all, you're in a year for love and romance and finance. I can tell you that. Going back to school, getting involved in a weight loss or exercise program, making sure you stay on top of your health. And you probably made some change to your hair. Your key numbers are the 5, 4, and 1, and your best days are always, without exceptions, my dear, Wednesday and Sunday. All right. I think I did everybody. This is Jazzy. She's January the 30th, so her birthday's coming up at the end of the month. And it tells me she is very ambitious. Jasmine, I tell you this, from your birthday, and then you were born in the wee hours of the morning, around about because looking at it, you're born somewhere in the second house, the house of possessions. Okay. So that means you would like to have nice things. It also indicates you're very ambitious. This year favors you because this year you'll be in a 3 personal year. And this is when things open up for you and really become special. So it's going to be a very busy year for you. That I can tell you. And thanks so much for the donation. Infinity 23 is thanks so much for the donation. They bought the app, is spot on. I'm going to be telling people about the app too. I'm working out the kinks. When you don't know, and we're programmed to be consumers, we just feel, well, 1, 2, 3. But when you're on the other side trying to build something, then you can see the complexity. And this is what the educational system does not want or encourage of our youngsters in our communities. As long as we're making money, spending the money, having a good time, we're fine. But if we start to begin to educate ourselves and begin to listen how that money needs to be channeled into ways to build businesses and things of that nature in our communities, it'll be a whole different ballgame. Thanks so much for the app. She's born October 23rd. So that means this year is a year where you are going to be going in a transitional year. I don't know whether it's an 11 because there's a way I do it to make sure. But nonetheless, your key numbers are the 5, 1, and 4. And this is Shauna. Thank you, Shauna. God bless you. Born October the 15th, currently in a 5 cycle. Life is great. I am excited to see what 2024 holds. Actually, this is a year to fall in love, fall out of love, and get pregnant too. Not that you want to do all those things, okay? But what I'm saying is when I say pregnancy, it's more symbolic rather than something that is interesting. I don't know who's trying to call me. They all got to wait. Okay, everybody got to wait. Everybody got to wait. Okay, good. All righty. April, thank you very, very much, dear, for your donation. 4-4. I read somebody born on 4-4, which means you're sensitive, misunderstood, and have very few friends. But the more they know you, the better they love you. And this is a year where you need to search why you're doing the things you do. And because you're in a spiritual cycle, don't chase after what you want, but magnify it. What's up, Joe? They are February the 8th. So this is a year where a lot of their dreams are going to come true. And also, buddy, begin to phase things out that you feel you don't need in your life. Your sun sign is probably in getting out of the 9th, somewhere in the 10th house. I can tell you that. It all depends on where you were born. Okay. So, and this is Gwen. She is a Capricorn. She's born December the 31st. And her daughter, Nicolette, is the one who provides the music. And in fact, she's going to be on later this month. She does gongs. So I'm going to have her as a guest on the show later this month. And thank you very much for the donation. I think I'm about done, I hope. Celeste codes, Celeste codes 930. So this is a year where it says, take your time, don't rush. There's likely to be a change of consciousness as well as a change of diet too. And we need to eat healthy. You know, there was this famous book called How to Eat to Live. Well, it's like we eat to die. We're going to die anyway. But it's so expensive in the process, okay? So what I'm saying, eat to live. You eat better food, eat organic food, and read those labels on the back. Many of the things you now pick up says contains bioengineered ingredients, yet they don't tell you what that engineered ingredients is or why did they put that there in the first place. That was not there a couple of years ago, but it is there. So anyway, you're 930 and your lucky numbers. By the way, young when you were old. Yeah. Old when you were young and young when you got older. That's it. And very ambitious too. So whoever's in your life got to have something on the ball. All right. I think that's about it for those that made their contributions. And Teresa, yes, April 17th. They are in a transitional year, which means take their time, things like that, and they will do very well. And I thank you, by the way, your key numbers are the 8, 9, and 6. These are power numbers. And thanks, Cynthia Tucker. Much appreciated, young lady. And my man, Ruben. Okay. Ruben don't take no stuff. I don't even know the brother, but I know from his birthday, what you see is what you get. And he's not mean. He's just honest. And to you, Francis, I think I read you. Yes, I did read you, Francis. 4-4. Yes. And you were born at 607, which is a 4. Yes, I read you. So thank you for your donation. And let me see. I think that is about it, folks. Whoops. Tulips of Lightning. She's March the 15th. I did read you, I think, dear. Yes. And I said your son was in the 11th house. Okay. No. Yeah, your son was in the 11th house. But anyway, this year is a year whereby money is to be made. You're definitely in a money cycle. So I wish you all the best. And again, when I say pregnancy, it's symbolic. Did you give birth to an idea, birth to a plan, or birth to an enterprise? I think that is it, folks. I think that is it. And I got to thank my moderator, Empress Rel. And next week, I'm going to start having guests. And a week from today, I'm going to have talking about finances, Dr. Yana Alexander, Dr. Yana Woodhouse. And Five of Moon, yes, I read the Five of Moon. Yes, thanks so much. I want to make sure I acknowledge that too. And thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Empress Speaks, did I read you? Whoops. Where in the world did I go? Okay. Yes, Empress Rel. And thank you very much for the donations and whatnot. So I think one more. I did Pretty Brown Eyes. Thanks so much for that, the donation, young lady. Love and Finances, we did that. It's going to be a good year in that regard. It's what you do. Autumn, amen, amen. August 2nd, that is a person who is very sensitive and very receptive and whatnot, very psychic and intuitive too. And the little things count. And cleanliness is next to godliness. Whoever's taking you out, if they take you out to a local fast food joint, that'll be the last time that'll happen. Trust me, I could tell them and save themselves a lot of money. For Denzel Davis, thanks, buddy. Your numbers, he's a Pisces 8. So this year favors 8s. So you got it like that. But this year favors that you're going to be stepping out on your own, stepping out on faith, doing the things you want to. Now, on this podcast I just did, Manifest on Purpose, I took everybody's zodiac sign and went into detail for each of the signs for the months, the weeks within the months and the dates within there, and when the moon is in your opposition sign and when the moon is in your zodiac sign. So it's a very detailed, and I suggest that everybody goes to hers. And this is Keisha Killo. Thank you, Keisha, for the donation. Yeah, good. Wanted to make sure I did that, acknowledge it. All right, I think that's about it. Oh, and Angie, listen, Angie, thank you so much for the super sticker and NFT. I read you. Thank you, dear, very, very much. And I think that should be it. I think I'm at the bottom. Whoops, I got one more. Oh, Femi. Yeah, because she came on the other day and evidently I missed her. So I'm going to make sure. First of all, Femi, you have the kind of birthday where you need to be in charge. You do not take orders well. I can tell you that from Jump Street. You probably wear glasses because your left eye is a little bit more sensitive than the right eye. This year is a year where you are about collaborating with people. Normally you are very independent, but this year says you got to join with like-minded people going in the same direction as you. And your daughter is born on the 17th. You got an old daughter. I can tell you straight up, you have a very old daughter. It's no question about it. And you got pregnant with her in August of May, June, July, August. Yeah, you got pregnant with her in August of 2011, which is none of my business. But she's May 17th. And so what it tells me is that she's an old soul. Your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. Her numbers are the 8, 6, and 3. So since I don't see any of her numbers, she might have her father's numbers. Okay, but thank you. And I saw I missed her last time. Okay. And thanks so much, True Space, for the super sticker. Thank you. Alrighty, I think that's it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thanks so much for the donation, December 16th. So that means you're the strong, silent type. You don't say a lot of stuff, but you got a mind of your own, and you can be very sarcastic too, Xavier. I wouldn't try to play you in that sense. Just because you don't say nothing, you on top of it. I can tell you that right now. Your numbers are the 7, 2, and 3, and Mondays and Thursdays are your best days. And finally, one black woman, I think. Yes. Hold on. Yep. October 17th. So this is your year. This year favors Capricorns, Aquarians, Librans, that's you, or anybody born on the 8th, the 17th, that's you again, or the 25th. So this is your year to make some power moves, one black woman. That's all I can tell you. The only one that can stand in your way is YOU. And why should you do that? And why should you wait 9 years to get this opportunity again when it's in front of your face this year? So take advantage of it. All righty. So I think that's it. Whoa. Okay. Wow. A lot of donations. Thanks. Anyway, Kamisha Swan, November the 11th. And that means their numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. So since they're water sign with a water number, they are very, very intuitive and they're heading into a 3-year, which means things are going to start opening up and expanding. And MJ, thank you very, very much. They are born on April the 16th, which means they are a fire sign with a water number. They're a cardinal sign, also with a number that tells me they're deeply intuitive, very individualistic, all with a mind of their own. And whatever you do it well, MJ. Your numbers are the 7, 2, and 6. Those are your best numbers. I think that should be it. Okay. Diamond Jones. Thanks, Diamond Jones. You get along better with guys than girls. I got to ain't kidding with you. And you also tend to attract men in uniform too. That is one of your things. And this year is about bringing closure to some things you need to get rid of. So I keep saying, I think that's it. And this is Empress. I didn't read you, Empress. I thought I read Empress Speaks. I may have. But anyway, thanks for the donation. And I know you're trying to be polite. Okay. Thank you. As again, I normally get far more calls than I can handle. That's why I'm going into an hour and a half. I'm doing this just for this. But anyway, I want to thank everybody very much. But before I do, let me give you my banner. So this is it. Take a screenshot. All righty. And or take notes as to what that is. And so you'll get all the information from me. And that is much appreciated. Now, as far as other things are concerned, I want to let you know that today's show is brought to you by my buddy King Simon. He's sponsoring the show. He's been sponsoring about the last month or so. And he's my buddy. This man has done so much for me, and I must give credit where it is due. And I thank my family for raising me in a way that it's nice to have an ego, but everything has its place, and never be afraid to give another man his credit. And him, I give a whole lot of credit. And also to Miss Kimberly of Manifest on Purpose. I listen to her show on a regular basis. She tends to take parts of her life that everybody can identify with. She reminds me pretty much of number 4, like Iyanla Van Zandt. If you listen to Iyanla Van Zandt's story, she's got a narrative, but she always take a part of her life where everybody gets to point to what the reality is. And Jazz Aphrodite is, she's got a course coming up, so please register as you see, and that would be good. And I do want to thank everybody. And by the way, please sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Let me get this out the way. Please sign up for my free monthly newsletter. I do not sell your list to anybody. I don't play that. Some people, I think everybody's always in the information anyway. So that I don't play. So please do that. Also, folksies, my online course, I'm telling you, there it is right there. That's the cheapest I've seen it. You get all 3 for under $35 right now. All you got to do is go to Linktree/numbersandyou or Lloyd-Strayhorn numbers in you to get the discount. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, excuse me, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com and Linktree/numbers in you. And that will be it. And for those of you, thank you so much for downloading my app. It is about mastering yourself. I put a lot of effort and energy into it. It is not perfect yet. I do notice we tend to hold ourselves to higher standards where we let somebody else slide. So all of this is part of the program. And then we want to know why our situation is the way it is. No one's perfect. I'm certainly not. But anyway, I've got this as close to perfection. And it's still got a bit way to go in terms of what I'm introducing to the concept of the app anyway. And you can always get it on your Google store, or your app store, or you can go to star8.com. Or if there's any problems, go to a star8llc@gmail and send me what it is, and I'll pass it on to my developer. For those of you who are TikTok people, well, you got that. And by the way, the interview that I did on Miss Kimberly's show, Manifest on Purpose, is broken into sections about people's signs and whatnot. So you can see I did a whole different concept this time where I really got into the weeds with it. So it's going to be a concept I'm going to bring exclusively on her show. And if you want to, you can take the Beginners Online course. Now, the Beginners Online course is $49, but for less than $35, you own all 3. All 3. Don't be fooled because I'm selling it and it's cheap. That's where you make the mistake. Oh, it ain't $1,000. Yeah, I'd like for it to be that way. Yes, I'd like to make money, but I want to make sure you get the knowledge. That's so important to me as well. All right. And for those of you, I have my numbers in you audiobook, which you can get. And you can get that on Google, Walmart, all these stores or podcasts, whatever the case is. And by the way, speaking of podcasts, I do have a podcast where many of the things I've said on this show is aired there. Okay. So I do want to thank you. And I got to thank my girl, Empress Rel. Empress, thank you so, so much, dear. I really appreciate that. But please, if you don't do anything else, make sure you pick up the free monthly newsletter. It just came out, just literally came out. And I must thank Jazz, who designed it and gave it a whole different look, a whole different feeling and flavor to it. So I thank her very much. So everybody, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to be this long next time. That's just because we started and I want to make sure I got to everybody. Other than that, all y'all have a very, very wonderful weekend. Make sure you take care of yourselves and God bless.